What's happening? See here. Kill that a little bit. So, going on, people? Hopefully the stream is doing okay. Anybody in the chat? Anybody can tell me if my audio sounds good? Hey, guy.
Gotta
Oh, there he is.
do things, man.
Oh, yes.
Your audio sounds good on YouTube.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm not. I haven't signed in to the evil Google provider yet to be tracked, so I got to put my
Yeah.
tinfoil hat on. Hold on
Gotta
a
make
second.
sure you're tracked, right?
Oh yeah, dude. I'm a.
Look,
Oh,
man, if it isn't tracking you, it's not a good product.
Dan Llewellyn put some funny thing in about how masks are messing up visual recognition programs, and I'm like, dude, that's the thing you got to be broadcasting out to
To the
all the
anti-maskers, yeah.
They're like, freedom.
I hear you. So, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it.
That's all right. I'll be logged in to be able to troll you effectively in multiple formats in a second.
That'd be fine. I don't know if anybody's even watching. It says I got 3 viewers, but we'll see. So, I was gonna just test out this Ryzen 9 3900X because I feel like it needs to do some work. Not doing enough work.
Some kernel compiles, maybe.
Well, see, the danger with compiling is going to use all the CPU. Then what's left to what's left for OBS to encode with, right?
That's very true.
But I'll switch to the desktop here, and I bring up the system monitor. So this is under OBS load and YouTube and all this other stuff going. Um, this is a 1440p scaled to 1080p 60 FPS stream at the slow X264 preset, which is pretty high quality. This is the kind of setup you'd have two PCs for. You'd have one doing the slow encoding and then one doing like a game or something else, right?
Yeah.
But with this CPU, I'm actually able to do X264 slow and other things on one machine. It's
I mean,
pretty
that's a lot of
bonkers.
stuff, dude. That's a lot of power.
Yeah, 24 threads is some serious thread. And it's enough to run Visual Studio Code and Chrome at the same time.
Dude, I just posted in the channel about Ubuntu, man. On the old Potato 3 gigs, I can actually run Chromium and VS Code, among other things, at the same time on Ubuntu. So,
Wow.
yeah, dude, I'd love to see like a lightweight distro on this much power. What it would do?
it
Like,
just
just be
it just
like,
be
what?
instant, yeah. Everything just be instant. I mean, it's already pretty fast on here. Like I click, the file manager, it's there. Some snaps and stuff. Some of them take a little bit, but like open podcast, it's there.
Oh, but man, with the gnome improvements that they've done and everything, and that much power on that processor, man, it's just you shouldn't notice any kind of delay on anything.
It's
And
pretty spectacular.
you've got a pretty decent video card in there too, so I mean that's a pretty
Yeah,
powerful system, man.
I have a Radeon RX 5700 XT. So go into settings here and a boot.
A boot.
Yeah, so got a Ryzen 9 3900X 12 core 24 thread and a Radeon RX 5700 XT. And I have 16 gig of 3200 megahertz memory, but coming Thursday will be 32 gig of 3600 megahertz memory. So that'll
That'll up the ante pretty good, man.
Yeah, because I mean, for work and stuff, I'm always testing in like Docker containers and VMs and stuff. So it'd be kind of nice to have some extra memory because 16 gig is nice, but I mean, you can see now I'm running like 6 gig used with not a lot of stuff. Well, I got some stuff open, but like memories,
Yeah.
applications are pretty memory hungry these days.
Well, 16 gigs is fine for anytime you're not doing any kind of development or VM work. As soon as you do that, man, it just
Yeah,
like normal people's 16 was kind of like overkill, but
yeah,
it's also the whole thing. I have memory, but I'm not using it. I shouldn't use any of it. But you have it.
yeah. It's
You
there to
can't
be
save
used.
it for later. It's not like gasoline. It's
Yeah.
dude, that really it does frustrate me, man. Like
Oh,
there's
I don't
somebody
blame you.
somebody was mentioning earlier, like, yeah, but it doesn't matter how much it is when you start. It's what you run a bunch of applications. And if I don't know, it's one of those silly things people love to point out that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, like, it seems pretty smooth to me. I don't know how smooth it's coming on the stream. Probably not as
Oh,
smooth as
dude,
I'd like, but
it's fine, dude. It's awesome, man.
um, and like it games well. It does. I don't know. Like I can't think of many things that it doesn't do well. Um,
I mean, really, the only thing you couldn't do, and you're not doing any kind of machine learning stuff, so
yeah,
uh,
because most of the things are CUDA, right? Like,
but you're not doing that, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, that's sort of it's an important niche market, but it's like, and that's one of those weird things like developer machines. Like, you can have all the Intel, AMD shit you want, but if you're doing any kind of development work with that at all, you need a certain box.
yeah,
So it's like a laugh, man. But I mean, so you're running OBS.
hmm So on the other monitor, I got OBS, Telegram, Discord, Firefox open with a few tabs. One of which is monitoring the YouTube, and then I have another one with YouTube chat.
Do you throw if you don't have Bash Stop on there, snap that boy in.
Well,
Let's see what that looks like.
the bash top.
Yeah.
And I dig me some snaps, I tell you what.
I mean, the same thing, app images snaps make everything better. It's silly. I do honestly wish that Ubuntu would just throw Flatpak in as a.
Try restarting it with. You were saying about Flatpak?
I just wish they would just include it and just be like, no, we have it into, and
Yeah, like we have everything.
yeah, just like kind of be above the fray and just be like, no, we have it all. You can run it all. You don't have to do anything. You just have to add the repo that you want to use with it.
Yeah.
And then they could, but it won't shut anybody up, dude. They could freaking hand you $1 million check and people would still be like, oh my God, I had to pay taxes.
Yeah. So you look at most of the cores are sitting in the like
Oh yeah, they're
20 to teens, Like when you spread something like an OBS encode across that many threads, there's like one thread in there that's working hard every so often.
yeah, I see the ones bumping
But
up.
I don't know what that one specifically is. It looks like just OBS. It's probably something like my webcam, which it usually takes up a good bit of CPU to encode the web because it's using the webcam onto OBS, right?
Yeah, you've got like several though that are in single digits too. So
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
dude, you're not stressing that machine it out at all.
No,
I mean,
really not.
look at it's like even, dude, as it's rolling out. It's pretty significant. You're just sitting there at like what 19% total CPU.
Yeah, and if you look at the frequency, like the CPU frequency is like hovering around like 2, and then it jumps up to 4, and then back down to 2. Like this thing ain't even trying. It
No,
ain't
man,
even trying.
yeah. Those are silly numbers, man. So that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it's pretty great. Um, I hadn't I had seen Bash Top, but I forgot there was a snap.
Yeah, it's actually in 2010 now. It's
Oh,
in the
like by default.
yeah.
Nice.
I mean, it's kind of silly, but it's cool.
And so if
Apparently, I'm the only one trolling you on this whole
yeah,
thing.
kind of surprised there's no one here, but it's all good as long as someone's here.
Hey, oh, dude, your little McGee little picture thing, man. I'm like, oh man, I feel bad for you.
Oh, which one?
Your picture when you're waiting, you've got a picture of McGee.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
I was like,
Oh,
I feel for you, man.
it's okay. He's adorable.
He's a sweet cat, man.
He's awesome. Hey Farron, welcome to the chat, buddy. So if I do something like launch World of Warcraft, which I'm totally not playing a bunch these days, um, then we can.
Yeah, you based on what you showed me the other day, you've never played that game before. It's all brand new to you.
No, of course not, right? Like, no, I don't. I don't have a bunch of high level characters or anything, you know. It's nice. It's kind of nice, but like, there's some stuff that's changed, right? Like, there's plenty that's changed, and there's plenty that's like still the same. Like a lot of the abilities I remember from before, but like some of the talents are different. Some of the other stuff's different.
That's one of those addictive things, though. You just change just enough to maintain some of the similarities, but you change enough, like, oh, this is different. I got to keep playing.
Yeah, you
And then
got.
we added this, and yeah, I mean, it's smart. It's super smart marketing wise.
I don't know how smooth the stream
It
is for you,
it looks fine, dude. It looks awesome.
and this is running under Ubuntu.
Like you're riding like some Tuscan
It's
Raider
a
type
it's a
thing.
Brewfest RAM. The RAM that I won during the Brewfest, which is like their like beer festival they have every year.
Yeah, dude, it's very smooth, man.
It's kind of a cool mount because like the RAM is really cool because it's the only alliance mount that you can get on the Horde.
So now you're saying
So,
shit like you're talking to me like I'm like some physics stuff, man. Like that's I'm like I have no idea.
well, they have two factions, right? The Horde and the Alliance, and each of them have like unique things to each side.
Okay.
And the mounts, the things that you can ride are examples of those unique things. And so the only ability to get an alliance mount on a horde character is through the Brewfest thing.
Okay.
I don't know what any of this. See, this is all like some base building thing or something. I don't even know what this is about. Because like this is all new. I'm just trying to like do quests. They're making it hard on me because they're making me do all this like Facebook game stuff.
What's that? What do you mean by Facebook game?
Like like on Facebook you got like the
Oh,
Farmville and stuff that like you just
yeah,
set it and forget it kind of thing.
yeah, I
They
know what
they
you're talking
added they added some of that into here where like you can like send AI folks on missions and stuff. It's kind of goofy, but that was on an older expansion. This character is not this garrison thing, right? Um, this is an older like lower level character, so it's from an older expansion, and they kind of abandoned that in later expansions. But I'm still going through the older content because my characters are old. I haven't
Yeah.
like I haven't
But
done anything in a while.
so I mean, you have a lot of content to have and catch up on. So,
Well,
but,
there's plenty to catch up on.
dude, you're talking about like Farmville stuff. Like my half of my Twitter feed is filled up with Animal Crossing stuff. I'm like, I don't even. I know what it is, but I'm like, I have like no idea. And it's all these like adults that are playing Animal Crossing, and I'm like, it sounds like Farmville because they're like, I need to sell my.
No, Animal Crossing is very different. Animal
Is it
Crossing is
okay?
actually a pretty neat game, um, because like all the stuff that happens in the game is real time. Like, so if you want, if they say like, oh, your building will be available tomorrow, they literally mean tomorrow. Like you're gonna have to wait till the very next like 24 hours to the next day to get your stuff done,
Oh wow.
unless you cheat and change the time on your system. But they actually have like the older games were more punishing, but they had like things in place to like kind of I don't know, reinforce not doing that, right? So you have like weeds and stuff that your town gets overgrown over time, and if you change the time too many times, the weeds grow really fast and more plentiful, and like so there's a penalty to.
I mean, that's kind of cool that they do that. I mean, it's not like you're banned for doing something. We're just gonna fuck
Yeah,
with you a little bit.
yeah, we're just gonna screw with it a little bit, just because you wanna ruin the game for yourself. And that's the thing, it's a single player game, right? There's multiplayer in the sense that you can go visit somebody else's island, but there's no like multiplayer competitive climate to the game. So it's like whatever, if you cheat, you're just cheating yourself.
I mean, it's just like why. I don't know if it's just the pandemic related, but it just became like at least in the crazy people that I follow on Twitter, like all over for it.
Yeah, the thing is, it came out in March, so like right as the pandemic was happening in America at least. Like that's when it came out. So it's kind of like just the right amount of time. And everybody's sitting at home, and everyone's just like, I'd rather be gardening or whatever, or I'd rather be doing things, but here I am playing Animal Crossing.
I mean, it's that and happy, like uplifting type game. So that's like like, it's kind of like, oh, it's really good timing because you kind of want something that's not super. I mean, unless you're
Yeah,
like us, and we would be like,
yeah. And what's funny is, I actually, when the pandemic was starting, I was actually in the middle of playing The Division 2 on Stadia. And The Division 2 is a game about a pandemic that like you're like a special agent dude during like after a pandemic kind of went through and ravaged New York and Washington, the whole country, and like there's just like kind of post-apocalyptic kind of thing.
yeah.
And like I was like, oh yeah, this is about right. This will make me feel better. And it did. I was thinking, well, at least I'm not these guys.
Well, that's like when, like, my wife is like, "So Contagion, I haven't seen it. Everybody's talking about it." And I'm like, "Okay, well, we can watch it, but
Yeah.
I don't know." She was like, "We shouldn't have watched that." I'm like, "I warned you."
Yeah. So fair, and you scheduled a premiere, like a new YouTube video premiere? I'm not sure if he's still there or not. Oh wow, that guy came out of nowhere.
That's premiere schedule hype.
Yeah. Oh, on his personal channel. Oh, okay. Well, I will remember to subscribe, sir.
Are you doing that tonight, Farron, or? Oh, well, you better get on that, man. You're wasting all that marketing opportunity.
Yeah. Did you listen to the new show?
Yeah, I listened to that. It was kind of. What's funny is, man, every time they do that, I find myself like whatever like Popey's saying, like I wind up agreeing with Popey a crazy amount of times in his opinions on different things, and it's kind of funny.
I think it has a lot to do with him being a fairly reasonable guy.
Yeah, he is. He's also, I guess, closer. I don't know. I can't remember how old Joe. I mean, I know Daniel's not like a kid, but he's got. He's like the real world. Has lived through all the real world kind of crap and has that kind of perspective. And
Yeah.
I know Joe is doing a lot of devil's advocate, type things as the, to kind of say things to stir up the two
Yeah,
guests.
just to get the conversations going, yeah.
But yeah, I think he has a really realistic view on a lot of stuff. I love the stuff about I don't care what characters are in my file name. Just like let me do
Yeah,
whatever
just
and show it to me.
I mean, name it, and yeah. And that's the thing, like, I was thinking about it. I was like, why not? Why are files not just like UUIDs, right? Like, why can't the files just be represented that way in like the file system and let you arbitrarily pick whatever you want?
It would make it one of those, I think, archaic things about it's not just Linux, it's every
Yeah, it's definitely
command
a
line
thing.
file manager where if the GUI can show it to me correctly, then the command line should be able to interpret it to me as well.
Yeah.
But it's just like you grew up. I mean, you did it too. Like crap. It sucks when you're having to transfer files or do shit with weird characters in the command line. So you just naturally don't do it. You
Yeah.
just like everything is. I mean, and not that I've ever obtained music from any places, but a lot of music has a lot of underscores in it for some reason.
Yeah. Just, the artists just love those. They just love to put
Yeah,
underscores in their music titles.
yeah. I don't know how that happens. I mean, it must be Apple that does that.
Just artistic choices, man. Who knows?
I do like I've never actually like done an emoji for a file name, but now I'm kind of like I need to do that
Yeah,
just
but
for
that's
that.
pretty. I didn't think that was possible, but
Like go do some code and this is crap, so you just put the shit emoji on there with
yeah, I'm gonna do that. My next like merge request at work. I'm just gonna like comment on the merge request with a poop emoji. That'll go
well
over
here
well, right?
I can see no problems, man. No problems. Just put a
Got something to say,
cucumber,
buddy?
eggplant.
Yeah, like the water droplets in an eggplant.
First time I saw that, I'm like, that's not what. And then there was like some comments about, holy crap. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm seeing it. Like, I don't know if that was done intentionally or it had to be, dude. It had to be some like, oh my god, check this out. We can do dick pics.
Yeah.
Because I mean, whoever wrote that code is probably some stupid, crazy person like we are, who's like,
Yeah.
what can I throw in here to be? Oh my God, we can do this. No one will get it. Then it'll be too late.
Yeah. We'll be unstoppable.
Well, I don't know if you obviously saw the Twitter hack,
Yeah.
and I'm like, dude, with like reading about like the what's been released so far, it's like that was a lot of power, and it's really weird that you did that for some Bitcoin that's probably going to get really tracked for like the untrackable Bitcoin. But
Yeah.
so it's like really weird that they went through all that, had that huge ability to. They should have been sending out tweets, and I don't understand why they weren't.
Yeah, they could have, that could have been like the troll of the century.
Oh, dude, could you imagine like the official Barack Obama account like saying Trump is right? This is. Could you just imagine the
Yeah.
shitstorm that would have been? And like Bill Gates going, "Yes, I totally agree. We should also." I mean, it would have been like,
Yeah, you could have had everybody, every like famous person confirm a conspiracy theory.
"Oh my God, yes, that would be great." Uh, Thank you, Bill. I just got my microchip.
Yeah. Turns out, according to Elon Musk, jet fuel can't melt steel beams.
But see, that's the problem with that one though, because he could actually. That's the one you're like, dude, did he get hacked, or is he just
Yeah.
is he popping too many pills today?
I got a lot of quests.
So that worked fine.
Here's the thing. Like most of the time on WoW, you got like quest hubs, right? So you'll get to a certain point where people will give out like a bunch of quests all at once, and then you just go out and do the things, and then you come back and go about your business. Oh, there it is. Okay, accidentally did
Oh
something.
yeah, I was like, you're paused. Okay.
Yeah, no, I just kind of flipped out for a second there. Um, but so I'm kind of at the point where um, I'm hang on, I'm getting beat up.
Yeah, there's some big dudes right there, man.
Yeah, throwing crap. But so I'm at the point where there's a bunch of quests in my log, and I don't know where to like turn them all in, and like what they all. Yeah, it's just you get a lot of crap, and you just gotta sort through it. Um, so when you're on a mount, like you're riding on something, if you get hit, generally from behind, there's a chance that it'll daze you and knock you off your mount. So you can't just ride through enemies like all willy nilly, because that's what happened to me earlier when I was getting beat up from behind there.
So can they kill your mount?
No, they just knock you off your mount.
Okay. Because that was one of the interesting things they did in Red Dead Redemption. It's like a big thing to get your horse killed.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, it's an enjoyable game. It's just it is like the worst time in the world for me to have purchased it and tried to play it because I can't get time to. Because it's just so like you can't do a half hour in it. At least I can't.
Yeah, you can't get much done in a half hour.
Every failure I didn't. Jesus.
So I gotta
Sorry.
kill these dudes. So many quests, man. See my quest thing on the right there?
Yeah.
And that's just what fits on the screen. Not everything in my quest log.
So how big is this monitor? Is it like the 40-inch one, or?
The one that I'm playing on?
Yeah.
27.
27. I'm sorry, I couldn't. Dude, there's so many ultra wide. I can't even keep up with.
No,
what
it's
people
just
have anymore.
16 by 9, 1440p, 144 hertz, like gaming monitor.
Okay. I'm sorry. I know
No,
you got the.
it's
I
fine.
couldn't remember though what it was. I can't even remember what I have.
Perfectly fine, man. Oh shit, I'm in a bad way. I'm getting beat up on and I'm not like
Yeah, some
giving
that
my
lava
character.
dude, man.
Yeah, they got this like disease or something on me. Well, there's like fungal disease thing
Was that why
that
you're
eats away my
green or
health.
whatever?
Yeah, yeah. So when I'm fighting them, like they just drain my health pretty fast, even though they're not actually hurting me very much. It's their little fungal thing they put on me. So I'm playing a warrior as my class. So my healing abilities are generally there's only a couple of them, and they don't heal for a whole lot. So kind of the way you play a warrior is just like kill them before they kill you.
Yeah, you're just tanking it.
Just be like super. When I mean, if you're a tank, sure, but if you're like not, then you have to be like super aggressive.
Okay. Yeah, those kind of games. The one thing I could never get into, like I played, what was it? Dungeon Siege and a few other ones. I just could never get into like being an archer. Like, no, I just need a shield and a sword
You
and a
need
red
to hit
axe.
things.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't just sit back here and go, that's freaking.
I have to take laughing skulls. Is that what it says? So gotta figure out where to get these laughing. I got one of them. I don't know. I don't know where the rest of them would be. Oh, they're these dead guys. And like to be honest, like being somewhat colorblind makes this really difficult.
How the hell did you pass the.
Oh, it was 2006 and they just wanted
Oh,
bodies. That's how I got in.
okay.
Oh, this is gonna be rough.
Yeah, they're coming after you, dude.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, because one of them hurts enough. Two of them pretty hard on me. But yeah, I just like they just wanted bodies. Just like we don't have enough people holding weapons in their hands.
I got it, man. I got it. I was just wondering. Because I guess it does sort of affect like when it happens, like what our standards are. They're variable.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That is very much the case. Like during, the Obama administration, a lot of that stuff, the military was being reduced. A lot of people getting kind of kicked out and not re-enlisting and stuff, and
Dude, there's some wacky things out there, man. Like some huge, like the Army and the Air Force are doing like these huge bonuses for drone operators. I'm like, damn, I was like, I'm too old. I wish I was young. I'd be like, dude, it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Like, video game in it. Oh yeah, those were people. Oh.
Yeah. That's it.
I gotta take away from the gameplay aspect. Oh. Like, oh, you just want me to fly around these places? That's cool. Oh, want me to? Oh, that's a little. It's actually, to me, that'd be really weird. Just doing things from a distance where there's like no consequences for
Or no, like,
like
no
no risk.
obvious yeah.
Yeah, there's no like real risk to you. It's all sort of completely. Or even as if you're in a like a bomber, you're still
Yeah.
there. Yeah, it's weird. It's a whole weird. It's gonna be very weird in the future too. Because you're going to have autonomous vehicles doing the same kind of. I mean, you're going to have some cool stuff with autonomous vehicles, like you do now for like the EOD stuff, and even in cities where you're doing bomb disposal. Because they had some crazy dude. They just up outside of Southern Salt Lake, some guy had a bunch of chlorine bombs in his house that he was making. So they just actually, or they're like evacuated like several square miles and then just detonated them in the house because they're like, we cannot get this stuff out safely. So the house is toast. So
Yeah,
like,
I'd imagine so.
like, but at a certain yeah, like why are you? Yeah, never mind. It's just stupid people, dude. Like,
Yeah.
just like in your house, why would you be making like some shit like that? You're gonna breathe the fumes, but I don't know.
Everybody wants to be the next Waco.
Dude, so every like my other thing, all those crazy, I don't know, dude, that whole thing that was so handled so poorly at so many levels.
Oh, about Waco?
Yeah, you could have just arrested that dude anytime when he was out for his jog, but you
Yeah.
wanted to, because it doesn't matter which administration's in charge. Everybody wants to make a big scene about everything. So here's our scene. We'll make this big thing, and then it got out of control really fast, and then
Yeah.
now you can't
Wait,
really
now
back.
we got a problem.
Yeah, you can't back off. And it was just like those crazy dudes that took over the Oregon
Blue Ridge?
the Fish and Wildlife
Yeah.
Administration building, and then
Ruby Ridge, that was it.
no, that was the one in Idaho where that's
No,
a
yeah,
other
yeah.
sad
Okay.
story too, dude.
Oh, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, and then they're like, because they didn't want to pay taxes. I don't know what the whole story was, but they wound up like one of them got killed, and I think a U.S. Marshal got killed in that. Like that's just there's no way it's all gonna be bad once you go past a certain level, dude. It's not gonna be good for anybody. But
Yeah. You can't really de-escalate from a lot of that.
no, and we're doing it now. Like I saw some idiots in Texas that just shot themselves at the protest. I'm like,
Yeah. Kind of unfortunate. Like, I feel like some people just take they have a message, right? Like they're trying to send a message, but they really just destroy their own message. Hey, Steve. I didn't
everybody
realize
does
I
that,
haven't
dude.
been paying attention to the chat at all.
It just
I don't know if you're still there, Steve, but how's it going, buddy?
We said it's troll time, so
Yeah.
who knows what he's gonna do.
Yeah, I wish the YouTube chat had timestamps on it, so like I could tell like how long ago somebody said something.
It's weird that they don't. That's sort of a normal chat feature.
Yeah.
But it says there's 3, so I think Farron dropped off, and Steve might still be here. He's probably like planning a triumphant attack.
They're both
he's
still here.
Oh, Farron's here too. Oh man.
Oh, go in the Hamburger menu thing? Okay.
Oh, does it really? Oh, I see toggle timestamps. Dang, thanks,
Oh,
Farron.
Baron coming in. Clutch.
For someone
Baron's
that
the
doesn't
real
have their
MVP.
for someone that doesn't have their own Farron OS channel, they know a lot about YouTube apparently.
I'm usually on the other end of the YouTube thing.
Do you know what's really bad in watching this? I'm like, you're in like the Horta world, dude, from Star Trek.
Oh, I don't know. It's just some like fungal swamp thing I ran into.
Like two
Yeah,
young.
Steve. This is my new CPU. That I got right after your stream on Sunday.
So Steve, he has such high-powered equipment. He's gonna play games from 2 decades ago.
Yeah. So this is what my CPU looks like right about now. So that's while playing WoW in the background. So there's one thread that just wants to just haul ass and do whatever, but the rest is hovering around 40-50% while playing a game, and I'm encoding on OBS at x264 1080p 60 frames per second at the slow preset. So it's like basically as high quality as I could probably go, and it's playing just fine. And this is under Ubuntu 20.04. So like pretty impressed. If you have the money for it, highly recommended. Oh, froze again. Good old WoW.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Yeah,
It's
just something with WoW. I don't know why it does that on the Linux, but it doesn't happen that often, so it's not that big a deal.
Well, it's because you're using a Debian-based distro.
Debian, yep.
I haven't seen Chris in a while.
I want to say it wasn't on Biddle this week, this past weekend, but he was on the previous one, was he not?
Dude, I can't. Dude, that's the other thing. I honestly like don't even know what day most of the time it is, and it's really weird. I do not know, like, sometimes like, oh, is this Tuesday or Thursday? Crap, let me look at it's really strange.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds good, Steve. I'll probably still be on. I got nothing to do, and I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew.
Uh-oh. Got a little Ricky Bobby in you.
Cause I'm a winner.
I'm gonna go in a few minutes and cook dinner because that's what I'm supposed to do. So,
You would. You're gonna grill again?
Yeah, I'm actually going to be grilling chicken tenders. So no hamburgers today. Maybe tomorrow. Because we're doing all kind of everything's like
Yeah, cause
outside.
you're AC, right? Doing everything outside because you're AC.
Yeah, well, I got told to, and it actually makes sense because our kitchen is hot as hell.
Oh, I believe it.
So
who's this?
I'll be playing. I'll be playing with my like, you had to fix your fan in your system. I'll be playing with my awesome new HVAC system on Thursday, but it still won't be nearly as sweet as what you got right there because like it's more one of those important life things.
One of them things, man.
But yeah, it's like, oh, we saved this money for an emergency, and this is an emergency.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's really what it's for, right? I don't know that I'm gonna beat this guy. I'm totally dead.
You got it, man. Have faith.
No.
You're really low right there.
I'm done. I'm dead.
Oh yeah,
The guy had a lot of health. Either that or my gear sucks.
That was an ass whipping.
A little bit, yeah. Oh, and this is the other fun thing. When you die in WoW, you gotta like walk your ghost back to your body to res.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Anyway, well, I'll let you get to
All right, man.
cooking.
Thanks for doing the stream. I'll be back if you're still on, maybe a
Yeah,
little bit.
I'm gonna be on for a little while. So,
All right, but be good.
all right, later, Bill. And away he goes. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can beat this guy because he had a lot of health. Hmm. How can I? This is bad. Gotta figure out what gear I have that might be better than what I'm rocking. Not significantly better, but something. This mastery. Try that. What else do I have? All good older stuff. Alright, I really don't have that much gear. Awesome. This is a good position to be in. Oh, that's better. Alright. Oh, what? Is that a Steve that I hear?
Knock knock.
Howdy, howdy, sir.
What's up, Mr. Adam?
Uh, playing this World of Warcraft. How about you, sir?
Oh, just finished up dinner. Cleaning up. Work this morning, you know, living the life.
Oh, of course. How was work? Not too bad, I hope.
Not too bad, no. I got a good staff, so.
Always
Good
helpful,
assistant.
right?
Yeah. My boss's boss is supposed to be out next week, so. As long as she's there Tuesday, Wednesday, because I'm taking a 4-day weekend next weekend.
Not this weekend, but next.
Next weekend, yeah.
Nice. Oh, I
Yeah,
did
just,
it.
Heading out up to Galena, Illinois here. Little town.
I was about to ask what's in there.
It's well, back in the day, back in the 1800s, the Galena River, is it Galena River, used to flow pretty good. That paddle boats used to get up to Galena. And little history lesson. And at that time in the mid 1800s, about Civil War time, it was a bustling city. And then a lot of farming in that, a lot of the soil washed into the river, and the river just like it's really small now. A paddle boat could not get through it, and it's only got, I forget what the population was back then, large for the time, but I think it's about 18,000 right now. And it's like a bed and breakfast place. It's a big community. It's near the upper northwest corner of Illinois, and Iowa and Wisconsin. It's not far from the Mississippi River in that area there.
Oh, okay.
So it's a lot of beautiful. So we're going up with the family to try to do their, you know,
Like just you,
a
your wife, and your son, or
yeah, huh?
you, your wife, and your son, or
Yeah, and her dad and his wife, and then both my wife's sisters and their family. So we rent a
oh,
house, and
geez.
yeah. Well, we go up. They're going up on Tuesday. We're not going up until Thursday.
Oh, okay.
But I'm lucky. I got some good in-laws, so it's relatively good time. And the brother-in-laws, we all, well, they'll have drunken. um, their first 2 nights. So by the time I get there Thursday, they're losing wind. So,
Oh,
but it's a good time. Everybody kind of takes a turn cooking, you know. And then Galena, it's a quaint little town. They got some cool little shops and that. Just to get away,
yeah.
hopefully safely. you know.
Yeah, that's the key. Is like you have that many families getting together. It's like better hope nobody's sick.
Yeah, yeah. Did you catch the video from Rocco's friend Rob?
Rob, like the original Destination Linux Rob?
Yeah, yeah, that Rob.
No,
I
I did
apologize. I
not.
forget his last name. He posted it within the last day or two. I guess he had caught COVID.
Oh no.
And he said that's why he hasn't been on. Yeah, he said he got not hit real hard. He didn't get hospitalized.
Well, that's good.
But he said it was a rough time. Both his wife and daughter were got it, but they were asymptomatic. He said in the video.
Oh,
But
okay.
so while he was off, he was doing, and this is pretty interesting. I was talking to my wife about it. That blood types might um, have a what's the word I want to use? How bad you get with COVID. I think Rob said both his wife and daughter were O, and he's A. So I think they're finding that those that are O um, blood type, it doesn't affect them if at all.
Hmm.
They're asymptomatic. Those with a more rare blood type like A or AB, B maybe, might have something to worry about.
Well, that's unfortunate because I am B positive.
Oh boy. So be safe, brother.
Yeah, so my mom has been sick for the past week and a half, and she finally got her COVID test back, and it was negative. So
Good.
yeah, I was pretty worried.
Yeah, well, there's still a lot of colds and
Yeah, it's not like
we got
all other sicknesses don't exist suddenly, right?
yeah. I mean, flu is might not be a little bit off. Who knows how that's gonna go.
Oh
But
yeah, it's a mess, but we gotta make of it what we can, I guess.
yeah, not worry about the other person, especially if they don't believe in it. Just protect yourself as best you can, and
believe in it, or choose not to believe in it all you like, doesn't mean you won't be affected.
Yep. But anyway. So how long did it take you to put your system together once you got it?
Well, that's a really good piece. So the whole story is I initially went to I ordered it at Micro Center, right? Because we have two of them in the Atlanta area, and so I ordered it, and I ordered it with a specific motherboard and this processor. Well, then I had ordered that before they opened. They opened at 11, and I got an email like at 11:02 saying your order was canceled because one of your items was out of stock. I was like, oh, it was the motherboard, right? Because they said they had one left, but I guess someone else picked it up. So I was like, well, I'll reorder it with a different motherboard, just similar, but just like one step down in terms of like niceness. It's still a great motherboard though. And so I ordered that, and they have like an 18-minute pickup window thing where like it'll be ready really fast. And I was like, oh, okay. And so it was ready, and I went ahead and left the stream and went and got it. The Micro Center that I go to is about 45 minutes away, on the freeway. And so it's kind of nice. I had actually not taken a long freeway drive in my new car yet, so that was kind of fun. But I went and got it, and I came back. I ate my lunch first, and then after I let my food settle a little bit, I grabbed the computer, opened it up. It took me about just shy of 2 hours to get the old motherboard out. All the older, because you have to take the whole thing apart almost, and then got all the new stuff, prep the motherboard, put the memory in, put the CPU and the cooler on, got my drive in there, all that stuff. Then put it all back in the case. Just a little shy of 2 hours is about what it took, but that was actually really fast because I've been working with custom PCs for about 16, 17 years, right? That's how long I've had a custom PC of some kind. So I figure if by now I don't know what I'm doing, something's wrong, right?
Yeah.
But so actually, I did everything, and even the most seasoned of people forget a step, or they miss something, or they don't seat something properly, or whatever the case may be. Like, things happen, right? Even to experienced people. But thankfully, I got it all done in one go. I didn't have to like pull it back out and redo this and that. Like, I just got it, it posted, it booted, it loaded up, and I was like, oh, awesome. So it was actually pretty easy. The hardest part was actually my Windows license wouldn't activate. And so you can go into their troubleshoot activation thing, and there's an option in there that says I changed my hardware, right? So the idea is it'll take your old license and just transfer it to the new hardware. Well, for whatever reason, because why not? It said, oh, we can't connect to the servers. I'm like, well, I have an internet connection. I can connect to everything else. But so I had to call Microsoft. Like I had them call me, but like I had to talk to them on the phone. So they asked me some questions, and they're like, okay, well, we gotta escalate it to another guy. So then I gotta get a read on him. Then I gotta get a read on this new guy, and he starts asking me questions, and about like what was the hardware, what was this and that, and he's like, well, we can help you if you all you have to do is you have to send us. He's like, I'll send you an email, and then reply to that email with a copy of the proof of purchase of the motherboard and CPU. So I took like a screenshot of the email that I got from Micro Center with my receipt on it, and like, sent that to him, and he's like, okay, and they just gave me like a new product key. Like, they just straight up gave me a new product key, and it's like, the frustrating part is like, you're treating your paying customers like they're criminals. Like, The guy who pirates Windows doesn't have to go through this.
Hmm.
But the guy who legitimately purchases your product has to bend over backwards to prove he legitimately purchased the product. And that's really what upsets me. Like it's not a good look. Like that really frustrates me. Like cuz I could have pirated Windows, but I didn't. I chose to purchase it legitimately, and like I'm the one just sitting here being, getting the third degree because they're worried I'm gonna get $100 off of them. Come on, like, you know.
Yeah, why would someone pirate it? Call them.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, I have a pirated copy. I'm totally gonna call and ask you to give me another one. Like, what?
Well, you're on. Well, I think it's just the two of us here. I don't know if anybody else is watching. Fair and still gone. No, back in when my brother-in-law first built my computer, I thought, my I was given my first Windows computer was given to me. It was a gateway that my sister, my sister-in-law updated to a Dell,
Mhm.
and it had Windows 95. Then he sold me one he put together. It had 98 on it, and I was having problems. Well, I thought that he was, that he had licenses. um, Nothing ever happened of it, but he actually didn't. Here, goofball me was giving Microsoft a call with a copy of Windows. So yeah, but XP and Windows 7 were all legitimately purchased. I bought their OEM, you know, which technically, unless you're, some kind of
Yeah,
tech,
system builder or
like,
something. Yeah.
but yeah, I was my own system dev, right? I was going to handle it all
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah, I'm a system builder. I built my system.
Yeah, because I wasn't interested in um, their home, whatever they call home edition or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, because I wanted to be if the only difference with the OEMs is you can't, it's always pretty much got to be a fresh install,
Correct. Yeah.
which was fine with me because anytime that I had I got tired of it, I would wipe it and start all over again.
So like
Nice.
I remember, when I was younger, we had Windows 98 second edition, I think it was.
Yep.
And the thing about those was the copy we had was an upgrade. And I always thought it was really stupid that it was an upgrade. But because we couldn't, if we had to wipe the disk, we couldn't install from that media because it was meant to upgrade from a previous version. And I'm just like, that's really dumb that that's a distinction. Like, but I mean, we had to, right? Like, what other option did we have? And
Yeah. Well, I was so that first gateway was running Windows 95, but you actually had to install Windows 3.1 on it first, and then run the Windows 95 upgrade. And then I had I think I had that 98, and then I had to run the Windows 98 upgrade the 3.1 to 95. It was ridiculous, but
yeah,
I keep saying that a lot of my ventures into Windows in those early days actually probably started preparing me for Linux. I know if I got into Linux back then, I would probably have pulled my hair out, but
yeah,
I
Linux was Linux was a very different experience back then.
yeah, but you know, when all is said and done, Windows was actually no better. You know,
No,
it
Windows
just
was Windows was much easier back then.
yeah, well, it was, but I mean, when they had issues in that, the reinstalls and all that, like I think the because the Windows 3.1 was on floppies, and there was 9 floppies.
Yeah.
And I think you were only allowed like 9 times, or what? It was like an odd number to reinstall it, and after that, the floppy would be locked. And my neighbor showed me just by, he is self-taught. You rapidly hit a couple of these, I forget what keys he was hitting, and it would unlock each disk, and I was able to reinstall it again.
Got him. Yeah, I don't know. I just remember always having to struggle with like legit copies of things. And then when I was in my like teenage and early 20 years, like I just pirated Windows. The first version of Windows that I actually purchased legitimately was Windows 8. And that was just cuz like it was too much of a hassle to not pirate Windows.
Mm-hmm.
Like because if you wanted like a full like system install, right? Like like one you could do a fresh install from, you had to fork up like $200. I'm like, man, I'm sitting here eating ramen. You think I got $200? Like,
well, I know when I bought my copy of XP and then Windows 7, they were $109 each, the OEM.
Yeah. And it's like that's a good bit of money.
But
And my copy of Windows 10 I got through the upgrade, the free upgrade from Windows 8. And I had another machine that I had Windows 8 on, and that copy of Windows 8 cost me about $30,000, something like that.
How much?
About 30,000, yeah.
Hey, fair.
Is because I got it from school, and that's how much school debt I have. Yeah. I'm gonna die.
Yeah, I'm waiting for RSOs to upload and whatnot and just prepping for later. Because otherwise I'll probably sleep in a lot and everything won't be prepared.
Like my son, and if he's got no school the next day, he's up to like, he'll say, what time do you go to bed? Oh, like 1 or 2.
What is it?
What, 1 or 2? Okay, 2 o'clock. Okay, 3 o'clock. I heard you at 4. Okay, it was 4 o'clock.
Anyway, I guess it's like owner of 5th birthday OS in the house.
I say what?
I guess owner of 5th birthday operating system in the house.
Oh yeah, so yeah, because it's tomorrow for you over by you. Happy birthday.
Yeah, it's July the 29th.
Yeah.
Birthday?
Birthday. Happy birthday.
Birthday.
Birthday hype? But yeah. Like the premiere is all scheduled for 4 p.m. our time.
So it's basically the day you finally released your first Farron, right?
It's 5 years since the release of the first ever Farron OS version.
How's it feel?
How the frick has it been 5 years already?
Time flies.
Yeah, man.
How the hell am I going to be 64 this year?
64, huh?
64.
Alright. So I'll just sum up like what I think about the road so far in a nutshell. What the heck was that road to 5 years? Like seriously, that was brutal.
And you just turned 18?
Yeah. And then hell broke loose 2 days later. I think we all know what I'm talking about. Besides 2020 in general.
Oh yeah.
The Backstreet Boys reunion tour?
Fun?
Talk about the Backstreet Boys reunion tour?
No, I'm talking about what happened on January 14th.
Mark.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my assistant, she complained she's gonna be 36 on Sunday. She's great. She's a real smart ass. You know, I'll talk about my early days with the company, and she's like, either dude, I wasn't born yet, or dude, I was only 8 years old, or
I get that with my teammates because they're young. They're a good bit younger than I am, and like I'll talk about something from when I was young or whatever. And I'm not super old, right? I'm only 33,
right.
but like they're like, man, that was forever ago. I was like 2 or something. I'm just like, oh yeah.
Like still, let me just count how many tragedies there's been since Ben was released. I've lost an internet friend, I've lost my father, I've lost a rabbit, I've lost a cat, and then I lost another internet friend. Yikes.
Rough stuff, man.
Yeah.
I lost a really close friend back in 2015, and that was pretty rough on me. But I know how you feel.
Suffice to say, Burner has kept me sane. Somehow.
There you go,
Well,
man.
you find something you enjoy and can you can be positive with, and change. I mean, guess I don't want to say lucky, but I think I've only had one of my group of friends pass away, and that was a number of years ago. His health was horrible. He never took care of himself. He died a young man, but it's gonna get to the point where the only way I'm gonna meet my friend, see my friends again, is at a funeral. Back when we were younger, we all met at weddings. Now it's funerals.
Hmm.
Part of getting older, right?
Yeah. And then you're
Yeah.
like, oh shit, that's what my parents went through. What the hell?
Yeah. Like my dad, like he's lost all of his brothers. Like he's the last one left. And it's like, man, that's rough. Can't imagine how that feels because I have a brother and 2 sisters, and like I'm not I'm close to my brother, but not as close as I probably should be. But it's like I can't imagine them just not being there. Like,
Also, can we just talk about how crazy 2020 has been so far? It's like, for us at least. It's like, first Windows 7 and Mark's death happens, then COVID starts happening, then lockdown happens, then Morika happens, and China happens. And God knows what else besides that.
Yeah, and it's not done yet.
yeah, that's really the thing. It's only July.
Who's betting dinosaurs will come back to life later this year?
Maybe they'll be better stewards.
Or maybe we'll get
That's
murder
funny because
hornets. Either way.
although I heard that the murder hornets are mysteriously dying off.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's something else. It's like that whole UFO picture also happened this year.
UFO.
Well, at least, wasn't it a UFO or something related to aliens that got released in image form?
Oh yeah, the U.S. Navy's videos or whatever.
missed
I
that
can
one.
already forecast most 2020 summaries in a nutshell. What the heck? What the heck was that year? That is if 2020 even ends.
It will at some point.
Just waiting for the more political craziness to start as we get closer to the election here in the States.
You know, that's really the unfortunate thing. Like, COVID is awful enough, but I don't think it would have been nearly as bad if it wasn't happening in an election year.
You're probably right, you know, and I don't have to like
Oh no, you
turn it political or that, but I mean, it's just that neither side wants to see either side,
Yeah.
and I just hear how it's the Democrats that are anti-American and want to destroy the country, but yet goofballs doing goo gobs worth of crap out there. Yeah, I just
let's not get started on American politics
no.
this year.
It is gonna.
Their
Well, yeah,
people go.
we
'Cause
will
them,
see.
Because
So,
then we'll go down a deep rabbit hole.
about that
Yeah.
3900X. This CPU is a beast, man. I'm kind of thrilled by it.
Yeah. Well, it's when I was, so I got my computer system from a place in Ohio, Magic Micro. I bought a system from them 10 years before. It lasted me 10 years. I was looking, first I was looking to put together my own system, and then my wife's like, let's, find one, and if you find one that's decent. And I was doing a search online. I was looking at bare bones systems and things like that. And I ran across this Magic Micro Magic, I forget what.
Mm-hmm.
And you go in, you start with a case, and it's got drop downs of what you want in there, and and I cannot complain at all about that first system I bought. Although I was pretty like in a way ignorant. The XP version that I bought was a 32-bit. Find out, I didn't know the difference between 32-bit and I had a 64-bit system. But that's when I bought my Windows 7 for it. I bought the 64-bit.
Yeah.
But it lasted 10 years. I think I did have to replace the power on it once. And I think it was going out again. That's why, my wife's like, let's just, we've had this for a while. Let's get another one. I said, I want to build one. She goes, I'm not going to put up with you building a computer.
No faith.
So I went back to my Mount Micro Magic, and I think the system that I bought, it was about $650 when I was done. But I think if I bought that in a store, it would have been easily around $900, maybe
Yeah.
8 or so. And what's good about them is because I didn't order, I already had a couple hard drives and video card and that. And they called. They said, "Well, you didn't order these two things." I said, "Well, this is what I got." I said, "Does it make it difficult for you to test it? Because they're going to test." No, just tell us what your video card is and and what system you're going to run. And I said probably Windows 10, and it's I think at that time I did have an AMD, not a real fancy one. I think 64 something.
Like a Phenom?
It wasn't one of the high-powered video cards, but it was adequate. And they called me a couple other times about a couple of things, and I was really pleased. Here I just bought two computers from them, and in 10 years apart, and that they were still in business. After 10 years. especially in this, um, environment where computer businesses go in and out all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But
What is it?
You there? Oh, you disconnected. Wonder what happened.
I hear the call of the wild.
It will disappear. Guess it will just
On
disappear.
the prowl.
Yeah, he just bounced. Good times. Man, that's a pretty CPU graph.
I finally uploaded the source now to do even more prep.
What kind of connection do you have? Like upload, download?
Honestly, I haven't checked. And I'd rather just get this prep ready before I bother checking.
Well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream at least. I don't know if Steve's gonna come back or not. So everybody who was watching, you guys take it easy.